Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. Please have roll call.
Mr. Delacorte?
Here.
Mr. Lawrence?
Here.
Mr. Barr?
Here.
Mr. Donato?
Here.
Mr. Bellotti?
So the first order of business is acceptance of the minutes from the January 23rd, 2024 meeting. Have a motion, please?
Make a motion to accept.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? Carries. Public hearing, appeal number 237810, area variance. Pedro Pintado, seeking an area variance, section 24037, district regulation in an R80 zoning district, where no accessory structure is allowed over 800 square feet in a 1-acre zoning district. The applicant has added to a pre-existing barn, size 30 of 20.5, with an additional 20.5 by 30 square foot addition. With a roof overhang close to the property line, the original barn was 621 square feet. Now the structure is 1,242 square feet, thus requesting a variance of 442 square feet to allow for the 30 by 20.7 addition to remain. These measurements do not include the roof overhang on either side. Where 40 feet to the side yard left property line is required, the applicant can provide 0 feet for the overhang on the original barn structure, thus requesting a variance of 40 feet for a roof overhang on existing barn to remain. Where 40 feet to the side yard left property line is required, the applicant can provide 7.5 feet for the original barn structure, thus requesting a variance of 32.5 square feet to allow existing building built around 1970 to remain. Where 40 feet to the side yard left property line is required, the applicant can provide 6 feet, thus requesting a variance of 34 feet to allow for the new addition to remain. Where 40 feet to the side yard left property line is required, the applicant can provide 2 feet for the shed, thus requesting a variance of 38 feet to allow for a 4-foot overhang to remain. The property is located 136 Stony Hill Road on 1 acre and is identified at tax grid number 6056-02-897-684 in the town of Wappinger. Hello?
Come on up to the podium, please.
I did not.
Good evening.
One sec. So, I just wanted to make a motion that we open the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
Okay, the open meeting. Hi, how are you tonight?
Good evening. I'm Bill Sattler with Sattler Engineering, representing Pedro Pintado on this application before you for the zoning variances as stated.
It was our understanding that you were going to be seeking an adjournment of this matter?
So we received a lot of good information Saturday at the site meeting. One of them was that because we don't have a full board, it might be advantageous to put off the board vote. But we realized that we could not put off the public hearing, so we're here for the public hearing, and hopefully that goes well. And when we have a full board, you know, we'll pray for a little help and get the variances and be on our way.
So now that the public hearing is open, is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on behalf or against this petition?
You can close the public hearing.
So we can close it, or we're just going to adjourn it out?
Well, you can adjourn the meeting, but you can close the, or if you want, if you're going to adjourn it, leave it open and just adjourn it to another date.
So, sir, did you have a date in mind where you'd like to come back? Our next meeting would be,
Next meeting when we have the full board, sure.
So Pete should be back for the next meeting. Is there anyone on the board that feels they may not be here on the 27th of February? 2 weeks?
I don't. I'll be here. I think.
God willing, right?
So why don't you adjourn it to February 27th?
So we'll adjourn the matter to February 27th at 7 o'clock. We'll leave the public hearing open, and we can just pick it back up then, okay?
Thank you, gentlemen.
Just need a motion. Motion.
I'll put that in the form of motion, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And there you go, you're all set. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, moving on. For discussion, appeal number 247813, Joseph Sabatelli, seeking an area variance, section 240-37 of district regulations in R2040 zoning district. Where 25 feet to the side right yard property line is required, the applicant can provide 20 feet for a new addition, thus requesting a variance of 5 feet. Where 50 feet to the front property line is required, the applicant can provide 12.3 feet for a new addition, thus requesting a variance of 37.7 feet. Where 25 feet to the side left yard property line is required, the applicant can provide 3.6 feet for an existing garage, thus requesting a variance of 21.4 feet. Where 50 feet to the front property line is required, the applicant can provide 1.7 feet for an existing garage, thus requesting a variance of 48.3 feet. The property is located at 5 Peters Road on 031 acre and is identified as tax grid number 6357-03-066044 in the town of Wappinger. Good evening. How are you tonight? Can we have your name and, for the record, please?
Absolutely will. Zoom in on my face. My name is Paul Pilon, S&P Architects. I'm here tonight with Mr. Sabatelli, the property owner, who is requesting a variance to provide an addition onto his home, existing home, located at 5 Peter Road.
Hold on 1 second, Paul.
Excuse me, sir, do you use a microphone?
Yep.
I don't know if it swings over that way, Paul, if you could
That's okay.
talk.
I think we're good?
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
as long as you have the microphone.
Can
yeah.
you hear me now? Like this commercial. So Paul Pilon, S&P Architects. I'm here tonight with Mr. Sabatelli. They live at 5 Peter Road, town of Wappingers. We'd like to put an addition on their home. We were here 2 weeks ago. We presented the project. Some issues came up, so we updated the drawing to show the existing dimensions to an existing detached garage. The project consists of demoing some of the existing home, removing the roof, adding a second floor for bedrooms, adding a two-car garage on the first floor, and a mudroom and a set of stairs to go to the second floor. The project is in the R2040 zone. The front setback's 50 feet, the side setback is 25 feet, and the rear setback is 50 feet. If you look at the site plan, the setbacks are shown there, and basically the entire existing house is between the front property line and the front setback line, so there's really nothing that's within that setback. I'm not sure exactly how that happened, but if you look at all of the other properties in the neighborhood, they're all fairly small. At one point, the Sabatellis came in, they were granted a variance in 2009, I believe, and at that time, the front setback was 35 feet, so something must have changed between 2009 and now. So given the fact that that's a fairly small lot, we're here tonight to request a variance. It seems to be consistent with all of the other properties in the neighborhood. Their house is no closer to the street or the front property lines as any of the other houses. I believe you have some documents. I kind of tried to give you an aerial view of the neighborhood to give you a sense that all the other houses were similar in nature. I know it's not to the front property line, but there seems to be an exceptional amount of room between the front property line and the edge of pavement, so that does sort of give it the appearance that there is more room to the front. And I believe you had a site visit on the 10th, so I don't know exactly what the concerns are regarding the existing garage, but when we were here last month, Barbara and Bee were nice enough to go look it up, and I guess there was some issue as to the permit requirement / existence for that garage.
Right.
The age of the garage was 1956 per this, right? So we're
So-
assuming it was pre-zoning essentially, correct?
Well, and we looked on GIS, I looked again, and it, you know, it's a shame, but if you go back pretty far, it's kind of hard to see what's really there, but it looks like a very old garage. I think they added a piece, I don't know who did, someone added a piece to the back, whether it was 10 years ago or 50 years ago. I don't know.
The GIS document does say that there was a detached garage / tool shed or machine shed. And if you add up the areas that are indicated in the county records, it's the same size as what's currently there.
Right, so it probably was there, but I will say that in the past, when somebody came in for a variance, if there was something even predates zoning, we like to just add it so that it's legalized going forward. Then we have the size on record, so it can be replaced in kind but not enlarged.
Okay,
without-
so this would be a legalization essentially of the garage, that you don't have any future issues essentially.
Right,
And we'd be eliminating one of the driveways, obviously,
Correct.
right?
Thank you.
And I believe this.
Yeah.
So my understanding is that when the house maybe possibly gets its new addition, that garage, shed, whatever you want to call it, is going to be a shed. It's not going to be a garage anymore.
That is
And the
correct.
driveway was going to be removed.
That
And it was
is
just
correct.
going to be used as storage just a basic shed, right?
Lawn equipment, children's toys, correct.
Okay.
And Mr. Sabatelli indicated Saturday that he was going to be moving some hedges maybe in front of it.
Did he?
Yeah. He would like to.
He would like to.
Yeah, so he's on board with that.
Okay.
Those hedges are beyond the property line, there, right?
I'm sorry? Can't hear you.
I said that the hedges are beyond the property line technically, correct?
I believe so, because
I
isn't
think they
it,
likely are. That's not an issue, right, Barbara?
hedges are, it's a civil matter if the neighbors fight. I don't do trees and bushes.
Okay.
I try to stick with fences and structures.
any further questions? So I guess we have to schedule a public meeting, a public
Yes.
hearing.
Correct.
Is 2 weeks okay, or?
2 weeks is fine.
Okay, so we'll schedule a public hearing for Tuesday, February 27th at 7 o'clock, and we'll see you then.
Do we need a motion?
Do we need a motion?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion to schedule a public hearing 2 weeks from today. It's 27th? Have a public hearing.
And I'll
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All against? So carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
See you in a couple of weeks.
Yep. And the third and last item on for tonight.
Yeah.
Appeal number 24-7814, an area variance, Dominic Quintoni, seeking an area variance in section 240-37 district regulation in R40 zoning district, where 25 feet to side property line is required. The applicant can provide 15.8 for a new addition, thus requesting a variance of 9.4 feet. The property is located at 39 Vanderwater Drive on .88 acres and is identified as tax grid number 6259-04-796275 in the town of Wappinger. Good evening, sir. You are?
Good evening. My name is Michael Berta. I'm the architect for the applicant.
Okay. Thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate it.
could you just give us a brief description of what you need and why you need it?
Certainly. Currently, we have an existing one-story ranch house that they're looking to add a couple additions to. One to the left is within the setbacks, because there's plenty of property. It's a very odd-shaped lot. being almost like a pie-shaped lot on the end of a cul-de-sac. And it's in the R40 zone. And I'm not sure why the house was placed where it was, but as you can see, that it is in the most of the right side of the house is in the side yard setback to begin with. So part of what they're doing is they're a growing family, so they need more space. Their parents are coming to live with them as another thing, so that's why they don't want to build up, they want to keep everything on one level. So the addition that we're seeking that needs the variance is an extension of the existing living room, just to add more space in it. And because of that, it's obviously, as we're adding out and we're keeping it in line with the side of the house, the addition is encroaching further into the side yard setback.
Okay. I see everybody delved into the blueprints that you provided us all.
So just looking at this briefly, is the footprint? Okay, do you have that sheet? I don't think I have that.
So the addition we're talking about is basically, it's an extension of the living room on this level, and it's a storage room off the garage on the lower, is that how it's working?
Correct. Being the fact that the house is a garage under on that side, there's no way to, even if we're doing a crawl space over there, the foundation is it's almost out of ground already on that end. So we're just gonna add additional storage space for him. He's
Getting onto the front,
he likes to tinker with woodwork, so it's gonna be his new wood shop.
15.8.
And that's essentially below ground, that, yeah.
It'll be on the garage side, it'll be
Yeah.
exposed. You can see on the site plan that we've shown all the required setbacks, so you can see that we do meet in everything except for this one. And that you can see that the right side setback does go right through the house.
You've never had 25 feet to,
They've never had 25 feet there.
It's like 19'6" existing, right?
okay, yeah, now I'm seeing that, right.
I'm not sure what happened.
So I
when it
looked
did.
this up, and on their original survey back in the day, it said 20 feet, so they lost 5 feet between surveyors. So I'll go with the more current one with the better equipment. And back then, when they did subdivisions, I found a lot of times the developer would just kind of say what he had, so. And that happens. We have a lot of properties that are legal non-conforming. The house just doesn't make the setback. So it's the way it was placed and approved back in the 60s and the 70s.
I have to assume when this property was done, it was probably a 20-foot setback.
Does anyone have any more questions or thoughts? So normally what we do, sir, is we go out for a site visit, and we ask that somehow with either poles or anything, so we could see where the actual, and also if the property line is marked out, so we can see, that distance.
We'll see what we can do about that, because it's in the little bit of a tree line there.
Okay. No, then it's understandable.
Use spray paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Okay,
the dimensions off the edge of the house, so we can get it approximate and close. We may, if we swing the tape a little bit one way or the other, we may be off an inch or two, but we'll get it close.
Okay, well, approximate won't work.
Well,
We need the actual property line.
yeah, I'm not sure if I can get the surveyor out between now and when you want to do your site visit.
Understood.
And then, who knows how long the snow's gonna last.
That's
So,
another issue, right? Yeah,
I don't know, you guys got a lot of snow down here.
snow.
You want
Yeah.
to wait a month?
I
You don't
mean,
have to do it in 2 weeks. You could wait till the first meeting in March.
would that be better for you, or, it'd be better for us to be able to actually see without snow.
I mean, they're obviously, they're anxious to get going, but, you know, if it makes life easier for everybody, you know, we're meeting, you know, I'm sure it's not a problem. 2 weeks is not going to be the end of the world. But that's the, you know, first meeting in March, that's you. When is the first meeting in March?
It's the 12th.
Okay, that's fine. I got to keep track of all my other meetings. I'm actually supposed to be in the city of Poughkeepsie right now, too.
And the lower level of this is not being turned into an apartment.
No.
It looks apartment-like.
Yeah, you took took
Well,
my question.
It's, their parents are moving in, so it's not, it's to make them comfortable, but no, it will not, and we.
They're not going to have a little kitchenette?
So wet bar, but no kitchen.
No kitchen, no, and we're happy to, you know, put the CO on there, whatever you want to do to say that it's not an apartment, because it truly will not be an apartment. And we're happy to do whatever you guys like,
Question-
just to make, you know, just to make sure and make you guys comfortable for that.
And it helps it not turn into one if they ever sell the house and it looks like it's set up to be one.
So we're happy, you know, we have no problem if you want to put on the CO when this thing's going, that, you know, it's lower level, no apartment without
Well,
approvals.
we won't call it an apartment.
Well, no, yeah.
So there's a couple of things. This is going to go to the health department because you're adding bedrooms. They don't have town water, right, and town sewer, do they?
Right, we're limiting, I thought we were,
How
I'll have to
many-
look, I don't have the file with me, so
Yeah.
forgive me. I thought we were
Just
keeping.
check.
I believe that it's a 4-bedroom house, and I believe we're keeping it at 4, because
Okay.
we're eliminating 1 bedroom.
Okay, and do they have any sheds or anything? I pulled their CO list, and I looked on GIS, I didn't see a shed, and they don't have a permit for one. So just ask them that between now and March 12th, if they have a shed, to come in and open a permit for it
Right.
before the next meeting.
You know, I've been to this house so many times, and I cannot honestly remember.
And there may not be one, but it's just a cautionary tale. They
And-
should, if they have one, take care.
And the survey's not that old,
Right.
you know, so I'm surprised if there is one, he didn't pick it up. It was about a year old, the survey?
Yeah, just checking
I'll
out.
check.
Better now than they find it when they go out for a site visit.
So the septic is not being enlarged, per your understanding?
No.
So then we'll schedule a site visit for March 9th at 9 a.m. And then public hearing will be March 12th at 7 p.m. Do I need that in form of motion, B? Does that need to be? No? Okay. Great. Just double checking. So.
I guess I'll have to come back for a new sign.
So then we'll be out on March 9th at 9 a.m.,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah, that'll give us plenty of time to get the surveyor out there to mark it.
Perfect.
I'm sure if I asked him, you know, to get out there now, he probably would do it, but, you know, given
Yeah.
how busy they are.
Yeah, it's not the best conditions right now.
Yeah.
For that kind of work, so.
Hopefully this
So-
one doesn't stay around too long.
But thank you, sir. Thank you for your time.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Much appreciated.
See you on the 9th.
Thank you.
Take care.
So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Did we get a second? Did you second, Tom? Okay, thank you.
And all against. So carries. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.